What if I told you that there is a software that allows you to build any app, any landing page, or any website just using prompts, just like you will use in ChatGPT, or perhaps even as conversations that you will be having with other people? You just provide the specifications of what you want. You describe what you want and the colors, and all the other aspects of what your ideal situation is. And that program will turn it into a fully blown software. There are many of these softwares out there. There are actually five main ones that I use quite frequently, but this one that I'm talking about is definitely pulling out ahead because of the number of updates they're providing, because of the quality of the software that they output, and because of some other aspects that we're going to be comparing today. Software that I'm talking about is Lovable. Lovable.dev is fairly new and is on a space that is controlled by other softwares like Cursor, which is quite popular, and Bolt and V0, which are owned by bigger companies. But this startup is definitely making waves. And today I want to walk you through exactly what you can get done in order to be able to build your software using Lovable. That being said, if you haven't taken the time, please can subscribe to this video. It really helps me reach more people, and by you subscribing, it helps me achieve my goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm quite close now. And if you're really interested in this space, I will leave down the link below. I have a newsletter that I will be sending out all the updates, tutorials, and everything that I discover every week on Sunday. And you can subscribe there. It's completely free, it doesn't cost you anything, and you will stay up to date with what's going on in this space. With that being said, let's jump into Lovable right now. I just created a brand new account because I want to show you exactly how the process goes. So you go to sign up on their landing page, Lovable.dev, and I will leave the link down in the description below. You will input your email address, your password. They will send you a confirmation email. Once you click on the link, it will bring you up to this page, and you can skip this. I will fill it out just because I know some really leave that blank. And that's it. All you have to do is you can start using the software now. So I'm going to start with the settings page. And the reason why I'm starting with the settings page is because there's some information here that I want you to be aware of. Number one, you have the amount of projects. You have unlimited public projects available. And to be able to set any private projects, you have to use the pay plan. What that means is that anybody will have access to your project. And you can see that on. So that's number one. And number two, you get 5 messages daily. So basically, you're prompting the system 5 times. Now, we're going to talk about what counts and what doesn't count in a moment. But I would say that 5 messages per day are not quite enough if you're trying to build a SaaS company. If you're going to build a landing page or a website, perhaps it is if you are prompting like 5 times a day for a week or two, but they're not nearly enough for building anything complicated, anything that require many workflows, API integrations. That's not going to be enough. So I suggest that you, at that point, you subscribe to the pay plan. But if you're just starting out and you're just trying to figure out what this is and how to use it, then the free plan is going to be more than enough for you to play around. This limits resets daily. Just figure out what is midnight in UTC. So I am right now in Central Time, so they look like they are 6 hours ahead of me. Right now it's 5:39 in the morning here. Yeah, so at midnight, 6 p.m. my time, they reset on their limits, so I get 5 new messages, which is quite cool. So that was the first thing that I wanted to point out. You can set all your projects here now between public and private. But again, you cannot set them private unless you have a paid plan. Then in your profile, you can add all your information here. It's not really going to change anything from oh, from your profile other than what people see out there, or your projects will be here. So the second thing I wanted to point out is that they have done a decent job to provide some templates that you can use as starting point. By using templates as your starting point, it allows you to save credits because some of the functionality that comes in these projects are functionality that you will not have to prompt the system to build for you. If they have a template that fits what you're looking for, then I would perhaps consider using a template. If not, you can start from scratch. And they have quite a few templates out here. And I will imagine that they're going to make this grow as time goes on. With that being said, they have a repository of all the latest public projects that are being built in Lovable. As you can see down here, there are a lot of projects that are being built. Like, people are using these quite often. So again, if you find something down here that you like, you can load the editor and take it from there. I will go. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is that if you want to stay up to date with what they're doing, if it's down here, they have a roadmap that you can go and suggest any features requests that you have, or vote features requests. Right now, they're shipping one update per day, which is insane. If you know anything about software development, shipping one update per day is quite a big accomplishment, and they're doing that. And these are not small updates. They're shipping compatibility with many frameworks. They ship Stripe integration, seamless Stripe integration, Superbase integration. So they are actually doing a lot of big updates every single day. If you know anything about software development, you know that that's quite big. With that being said, I'm going to ask to build something quite simple. We're going to be building a restaurant website. So create a restaurant website with ordering. If this is a sushi restaurant in our city, use the modern design, a red and white color skin. Under this is a really simple prompt, really vague. We're going to see how it does. And while it's doing that, we will want to use Superbase for the database. So we're going to sign up for an account for Superbase. We are going to actually create a brand new account. And the reason why we're creating a brand new account is because I want you to see the process. All right, let me confirm this. And we're going to confirm this email is closed. But while it's loading, we're going to go back. So this is what we get so far. So we're going to open it in a different tab. So we get this so far. I would say there's import images. All right, so let's go through what it's saying. So they use some design inspiration from other websites that I know or that I found online. It added a hero section and about us, feature menu section, and ordering system with a clean and intuitive interface, allocation, content information, and an animation transition. So it created the design elements, the typography, and the animations. Okay, that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in to my new Superbase account. And while it's doing that, I'm going to create an organization. And we're going to take a look at this our story. I'm assuming none of the buttons work. But we're going to create menu later. Deleting this in a moment mattered. All right. While we set up the project, we're going to go back. So basically, let's open ChatGPT. Paste PPs, paste into ChatGPT. We're going to do it. What features do this website show have? I am creating a restaurant website with all the capabilities. All right, this is set up. This is good to go. All right, we're going to hit the Superbase button and we're going to connect to Superbase so we can add a backend. And we're going to authorize Lovable. Right now, we are using their whole capabilities to connect Superbase with Lovables to make it relatively easy and painless. So now it's connecting to my Superbase project to gather the database infrastructure. There's nothing there. And you're going to see that Lovable is going to create that infrastructure and it's going to create everything that we need in order to get the ball running and the process started. While it's doing that, I want to go back to ChatGPT and see what it's recommending. So the core features, online ordering. Okay, so that's a little bit more detail. That's good. Reservations, I think that's important. Contact and location and responsive design. We're not going to do all of these today because in this specific account that I just opened, I only have 5 messages, so I have to cut it short. But I will actually be building this as a demo for a client. Definitely something that we can continue working on day after day. All right, you can now work with fully featured backend Power 4. All right, before we continue, I want to show you something. We'll go back to the dashboard, the settings page, and we have already used 2 out of 5 credits. We built a fairly decent front end side, and we only used 2. I think that's good. So the menu should include the item name, description, price, feature, email, other images. What else are we going to include? Ingredients, dietary labels. What else? What else? What else? I think dietary labels is the last one. What it's going to do is it's going to create It's going to create all the menu options with everything that it needs. And it's going to create some dummy ones too. So we'll see. So user engagement, vision, content. Oh, before we do anything, we're going to go to the database. And as you can see, it's blank. Once Lovable process these requests, it's going to create everything. Like as you can see, it's creating all the SQ that it needs to build that in the database automatically. We don't even have to do anything from our end. So it's asking us if we want to apply these changes to the database structure. We're going to apply them. I didn't take time to look through them, but we have time for that. Otherwise, I will review them and make sure that it makes sense and ask for changes as needed. So it's building the database, and let's look at live chat, blog news. I do this quite often. If I'm working on a project, I'm not going to ask Lovable and spend my credits asking Lovable. I will go on ChatGPT and I will ask, hey, what do you think about this? Or what should we do with this or that? So that's quite a nice way. So this brings us to the next point that I want to make is that Lovable, if it runs into any issues, if it has any misconfiguration, it will tell you down here and this error, those notification tells you. Now, the nice thing is that if you click the try to fix button, or if you click F on your keyboard, it's not going to consume one of your messages in order to fix that issue. So it's going to do it on its own, and it's not going to ask. It's not, you're not paying for that because the issue wasn't yours. So another way that you can get there is if you click the button that says build unsuccessful or error, it will tell you the whole error and click try to fix, and it fixes the issue by itself. So you don't have to do it on your own. You don't have to figure out what went wrong. The AI actually goes and figure out what the issue is and fix it for you. In this case, it was a TypeScript error, and there was an icon that was not exported. So working right now, trying to fix the issue. Time we're going to come on Superbase, and as you can see, we got the menu items and we got the images that is linked to the menu items. You got the ID, the name, the description, price, feature image, ingredients, and dietary label. So it created everything in the backend only using a prompt. So here we get a second error. So again, it's going to try to fix. Just like I mentioned before, this is not consuming my messages. So we can go in this loop for a while. And I don't even care. At some point, it becomes wasted time. I jump in and try to fix the issue myself or figure out what the issue is. I'm using ChatGPT or my own knowledge. But the more you do this, especially if you try to figure out what's going wrong and how to fix it, the more you learn. So right now, I will be reading every single message because it gives you quite good information. So here, the menu.test file is getting quite long, 160 lines. I'm going to ask to refactor this file into a small component, and I see we still have an issue. So we will go back into the issue in a moment after the file is refactored. It says that the fix that it tried to push, it was already there, so we need to make sure that it is fixed. With that being said, we can go back in the history and you can revert to any of the versions that you have pushed or that the system had created for you. So it's quite nice to know that if there is an issue here, you can go back to any of the stable versions and use that version for anything. And while this is working, I want to show you a few things. Number one, this button opens the preview in a new tab, just like we had done previously. And this button allows you to switch to mobile mode so you can see how they look on mobile devices. This one refreshes the preview. So if it doesn't refresh automatically, you can see the changes. And lastly, you can select any element with this to tell the AI exactly what you need to change. So rather than saying, hey, what is it called? The H1 on the hero section needs to be changed to this or that. That's a lot of writing. And you can just point click by using the select feature and request a change specifically for that element. Here we got the project settings, so you can change the name. You can see how many edits he had done, how many messages. You can manage the knowledge base for that specific project. So you can add custom instructions that will tell the system, hey, this is exactly what it is. This is what you need to take into consideration every time you're working on this project. And you can connect to GitHub to transfer the repository to GitHub to be able to edit the code. That's one of the biggest things or downsides, I should say, of Lovable is that they don't have a code editor like most other similar tools. So you won't be able to edit the code if you are a developer here on Lovable, but you can push it to GitHub and you have access to your code there. And then here you can change your visibility from public to private if you are a paid customer. And you can rename the project and delete the project. And lastly, this is your Git connection. When you connect to GitHub, you can send your projects back to GitHub. They're working on a integration that will allow you to pull projects from GitHubs. And that will be really amazing because you can use any open source project as a starting point. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Lastly, when you're ready to publish, you can publish your project. You can deploy it using their Netlify integration. And we have reached the end of yet another video. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time and watching this Lovable tutorial with me. If you haven't yet, please this video, subscribe to the channel. And if you're really interested into this world of software development using AI, please consider subscribing to my newsletter, Hustling with AI. It's completely free, comes out every Sunday, and you will have all the information that you need to be able to launch your software development business. Thank you for watching and hope to see you on the next one.